What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today is day 25 of all Imperial Beer Theme Month here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today once again comes from the Jackie O's Pub and Brewery, and they are out of Athens, Ohio, and this is their Endolith, the 2023 vintage. So this is a barley wine style ale aged in bourbon barrels. It comes in at 14.1% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, and this bottle is just over 19 months old. I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Curtis, for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Curtis sent my way. And as usual, he hooked it up with a bunch of awesome beer. And this is actually the final beer from said beer mail that I am reviewing. And did I save the best for last? Hopefully. It is a cheating beer, right, Curtis? It is a bourbon barrel aged barley wine, and it's specifically from Jackie O's. And Curtis had, him and I had a little bit of a chat about that. Because in the last review, which was their bourbon barrel aged brick kiln, I talked about how like anybody who sends me, or even if I pick them up myself, if somebody sends me a barley wine, specifically an English barley wine of some sort, and it's barrel aged, it usually means it's going to be delicious. And then you throw in Jackie O's, into the mix, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be great. It's all going to depend on how great it is, though. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I can't thank him enough for sending it my way. Has a little bit of age on it, which is a-okay when it comes to Jackie O's, and it does say 2023 on the side of the label, which I think is pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack this one open and hope that everything is a-okay. And with Jackie O's, I think it's kind of like this, their logo. I always struggle to remember how the logo is when it comes to placing the cap over there. So we're going to give it a pour here. Glug, glug, glug indeed. There's going to be like no head. 14% barley wine. F it. Cheap. Yeah, delicious. Yep. All right, so let me see if I can swirl up a head of any sort here. All right, so that's the best you're going to get. It's like a 1/8 finger head. It does have a nice, like, almost caramel-esque color to it. The body itself is beautiful. It's like this dark, murky kind of caramel toffee, just straight on brown color. Hold it up to light. Yeah, it almost has like a, yeah, like like this is caramel and this is like a light caramel, if that makes any sense. Not going to be a ton of carbonation, I don't think. We're not going to generate a head because of the ABV. There are alcohol legs around the rim. I wouldn't say sheets. I definitely see alcohol legs, right? But they dissipate quite quickly. I mean, you'll see them. So maybe you could say they are sheets and not legs, so they're a little bit more. But yeah, no, there definitely has some alcohol legs on there. But it plays the role of what I'm kind of looking for when it comes to an English-style barley wine. Let's get a nose. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I did not spill. This is not the beer. This is water because I washed my glass. And there's a lot of water. I don't know why. Anyway, this smells awesome. How many times can I go back to the whole sugar babies, sugar daddies, raisinets? All the time when it comes to English barley wines aged in bourbon barrels. But no, honestly, it has just that melted down caramelized sugar vibe. This is actually heavy on like toffee and butterscotch. And then there is caramel. The smell kind of reminds me of like those butterscotch candies that my grandma would always have, and nobody else seemed to like them, and I would just eat them all. Werther's Original, she used to have, you go from like the butterscotch to the Werther's Original, and then on the flip side, you'd have like the strawberry with the strawberry wrappers, and yeah, I just remember eating all those, being a little fat kid, and enjoying myself. But yeah, this just is like, it's dark fruits. It's tons of caramelized sugar. It's a very malt-driven beer. There's some vanilla. There's some oak from the barrel. They do mention that this was brewed with 10 different malts, and they also brew this one brown sugar, and I can kind of tell, like, again, that caramelized sugar, I feel like the brown sugar is helping out. And then there's just this real intense bourbon character, like straight bourbon. It's peppery, it's sweet. Maybe, that caramelized sugars, like the butterscotch, the toffee, and the caramel, kind of being amplified by the actual spirit itself. There is this nice, like, earthy, floral, almost slight hop note. It's more earthy than anything, which is kind of wild to me because I didn't think I would get any kind of hop character in this. It is a 14.1% bourbon barrel aged English barley wine. I just really love the complexity to the malt character in this one, the caramelized sugars. This smells better than the brick kiln, if I'm being honest. This smells absolutely phenomenal. I wish they said on their website how long they age this one in barrels. I think Brick Killed's like 17 months, I think it was. Something like that, maybe 20 months. This smells, I mean, it's a little bit bigger, I think, in ABV, but this smells more robust in the nose, more complex, and just more dynamic. It definitely smells boozy, though. Has a little bit of like that ethanol, like the vapors kind of hitting my nostrils and singeing them. It smells awesome, though. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Curtis. Yes. I am so pleased, but also kind of, I hate to use the word shocked because I use that a lot, dumbfounded, flabbergasted, but I am at how silky smooth and kind of, I thought this was going to be a big, boozy, almost harsh kind of beer because of the nose, and it's not. It's very smooth on the palate. Like that 14.1%, do I know this is a bigger beer? Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, dude, it drinks like 4.1. What are we doing? No, but it doesn't drink like 14.1. If you told me 10 to 12, yeah, 14.1, no fucking way. Body's beautiful. I'd say it's full body, but it isn't over the top. It is definitely thick. It's viscous. You know it's a full body beer. It's almost a little bit syrupy in the mouth, but it's not over the top and kind of what you expect for the ABV and the style. The mouthfeel, on the other hand, again, silky smooth. There's a mild and moderate, so we're just going to say mottled. Rick the Model Martel? Wrestling fans? No, this is a mild to moderate carbonation, but more to the mild side of things. It's soft. It's definitely soft, and I'm happy it is, because I think carbonation, if it was more of like a moderate carbonation and spritzy and effervescent, it doesn't work in a style like this. It's certainly everything I'm drinking and everything I'm tasting here. Yeah, I like that softer body. Or softer mouthfeel, I should say. Yeah, a little bit of creaminess too. Body's superb, mouthfeel really nice as well. The taste, the nose carried over with the added, like kind of like cocoa powder. Like there's a chocolate, there's a little bit of coffee in the taste, but forefront, tons, absolutely tons of caramelized sugar. Caramel, toffee, butterscotch, a little bit of like there's also like a little bit of molasses. Then on top of that, that cocoa powder, touch of like a lightly roasted coffee, and then the fruits hit. And the fruits are definitely raisins, prunes, plums, dates, figs. You can name them all. They're here. A little bit of cherry. But it's so incredibly easy to drink. It's fucking wild. Like I can take, like, I won't push you. I'm gonna take a big sip. This is not gonna be a chore to drink. This is fucking voodoo, how scary drinkable this beer is. 14.1%. So the barrel starts sneaking in about halfway through the palate. Tons of vanilla. It has this different kind of vanilla kind of character too, like almost like vanilla bean as opposed to like straight on vanilla. And like I always prefer vanilla bean ice cream over just like regular vanilla. And that's kind of the difference here, is like it has a vanilla bean kind of vanilla character, but it's only coming from the actual oak barrels and nothing else, which is pretty awesome. That oak kind of feeling is like, really helps out, gives me this really firmly dry oak tannin kind of dryness. The bourbon is also omnipresent from, I should say omnipresent, but it's very present about halfway through, and it continues on to the back of the palate, lingers. It's peppery, it's spicy. Again, it's just amplifying that caramelized sugar character that I got at the forefront. Is this boozy? Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's boozy as far as my chest is concerned, very warm from my, going down the palate, my chest into my stomach. On the palate, though, while I can get a little bit of the alcohol, again, it's a very smooth beer, very easy to drink. As I said, like taking big sips of this, I could just pound this. This is not going to be one I'm going to pound. This is not going to be a beer that I, drink in another, 10 minutes or something. But I'm going to sip and savor this one, but it is scary drinkable. Since I am drinking the rest of this, you know what? YOLO. I want to see if there's any goodies. Oh, look to be some goodies at the bottom there. So let's see. I'm very curious to see if that changed anything up. There wasn't chunks, but it definitely looked a little bit thicker. Let's get into it. It's great. This is fucking amazing. This is better than the bourbon barrel aged brick kiln. It's more complex. Maybe the aging has helped kind of smooth everything and round out the edges of this one. For me, This is kind of in the wheelhouse of what I specifically enjoy about a bourbon barrel aged English style barley wine. They don't say English style, but most of Jackie O's barley wines are English style. Otherwise, you get a big hop character. And even though I was smelling a little bit of that like earthy, floral kind of hop character, the nose, nothing in the taste. The dryness, though, is pretty much the hero of this beer because this has a very mild bitterness on the back end, but it is firmly dry. Like I said, that oak tannin-like dryness, very firm on the palate. So yeah, it's rich, it's decadent, it's sweet, but it's not cloying. And that's all I care about. If I'm drinking a style like this, I want to be able to finish the bottle, and I'm going to finish this bottle, no questions asked, even though the pit of my stomach is absolutely on fire right now. So rating, I'm not going to give it a 5 out of 5. What is this stopping me from giving a 5 out of 5? I think the booziness, especially in my chest here, into my stomach, a little bit much. I would like to see that toned down. I'd rather have a little bit more booziness on the palate and less than my chest and my stomach. And the second one is, while the body and mouthfeel, the body is pretty much perfect, but I think the mouthfeel's slightly lacking. It's still pretty good, but again, we're trying to nitpick this one. What's the difference between a 5 out of 5 and say what I give this beer momentarily, which isn't going to be far off? Well, if the body and mouthfeel were absolutely perfect, then I'd probably give this a 5 out of 5 and maybe let the warming and the stomach kind of, the fiery stomach issue here go. But when I take everything into consideration, regardless if I give this a 5 out of 5 or whatever, I just want to let it be known that this is an absolutely fantastic fucking beer. Jackie O's is one of my favorite breweries when it comes to barrel-aged beers, period, in the U.S., and I cannot get enough of their beer in my life. I actually have another barley wine from them in my fridge right now called Iron Furnace, which I think is a barley wine with a couple different adjuncts. I haven't had a ton of adjuncted bourbon barrel-aged barley wines, so I'm curious to see how that one is. I picked that one up at Red Wine and Brew Mentor, Ohio back in November, so we'll get to that in the next couple months. But rating-wise on this, I'm going to give Endolith, the 2023 vintage from Jackie O is a high 4.75, or go 4.8. This is phenomenal. One of the best beers. I drank this month during all Imperial Beer Theme Month. Here on the other side, you'll see it says Endolith, and then it actually has the 2023 right there on the label, as you can see. But I just went with, I think this is supposed to be the right way to put this up there. It's like this. All right, so price point and availability, I have no idea because I didn't pay for it. Typically with a lot, I'd say the vast majority of Jackie O's beers that are on the shelves when it comes to big bourbon barrel-aged beers are usually like $11.99, $12.99 for a 375 milliliter bottle, which is 12.7 fluid ounces. This, I think, because it is 14.1%, maybe a little bit special, maybe it's more in that $14.99 realm, maybe $15.99. I would pay upwards of, probably around like 15 for this, maybe 16. So that's the upper end, I think, for what they charge. But if this is in that $11.99, $12.99 realm all fucking day long, no questions asked, that's under $1 an ounce, and a 4.8 deserves that all day. Availability, it's Jackie O's. A lot of the barrel-aged stuff doesn't make it outside of the state of Ohio. However, you might see it drips and drabs here. Maybe they end up on Tavour and other places. You can go to their website, check out their beer finder. I just know whenever I go to Ohio, I always try to buy some of their beer, especially their barrel-aged beer. But this time around, Curtis was nice enough to send me a couple. And I remember when Curtis sent the beer mail, he told me, he's like, I didn't mean, or it wasn't meant to send you to, bourbon barrel-aged barley wines from Jackie O's. So I apologize. I don't know if he actually apologized. He's like, whatever. And I'm like, dude, you never had, like, if you want to send me all of the barrel-aged beers from Jackie O's in every single beer mail, I would not say no to it. Like, it's not, like, yes, give me all the Jackie O's goodness. So the funny thing is he sent me 2 bourbon barrel-aged English barley wines, and they're both absolutely fucking delicious. This, however, like, I wish I was capable of, like, doing a side-by-side. I'd have to enlist some friends or do it, like, when I hang out with the FLX guys or whatever, but it would have been fun to do, like, a side-by-side of these two just to see how much better this is than the bourbon barrel-aged brick kiln. Don't get me wrong, that beer's still really tasty. This blows that out of the water, and I didn't think I'd be saying that, but here we are. So, once again, huge thanks to Curtis for this one. If you've had this one before, whether it's the 2023 vintage or other vintages, let me know what you think about it. This is just absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to drink the rest of this, so I'm going to go do so. Thanks to everybody. Appreciate it. To the next one. Cheers.